Some quick questions to you, sir. Don't need to unpack them entirely. This is just for context setting for the rest of the podcast. Uh, Question number one: how will Imran Khan's career be remembered in three sentences up till this point?
Success, then jail, and shaking up the military establishment like no one in Pakistan has ever done.
Okay, uh, we're going to break down Imran Khan's whole tenure a lot. In short, do you think that the greatest chunk of his legacy is yet to be created?
I think his legacy has been, he has been a terrible administrator, but I think his legacy has been that he has shaken the pillars of power in Pakistan like no one before him. That I think is going to be his truest legacy. He might actually betray that legacy if he comes back to power by sucking up to the army once again. But if he doesn't, then he would have delivered a solid blow for civilian supremacy in Pakistan.
What are four dirty truths about the Pakistani military?
Corrupt, quite brainless, keep doing the same thing over and over again, thinking the results will be different, and they are very brutal.
Just for the sake of contrast, could you give me four beautiful aspects about Pakistan?
Uh, very difficult to find anything beautiful right now. Because look, I must admit I have a certain bias now. Bias because I've lost friends to terrorism sponsored by Pakistanis, uh, and biased because of what has been happening in Pakistan over so many years, what they've done to their own people. But yes, there is a certain old world charm left in Pakistan, in the sense you don't see it in India anymore. Nobody has the time. People are much busier in India. So you see a certain amount of old world charm. You see a certain amount of hospitality, which is actually a very Punjab centric, North India centric kind of a thing. Uh, so there is that aspect of it. I really can't think of anything else.
In order to understand the average Pakistani better, it's a bit of a hypothetical question. If you take the average Pakistani and place them in Mumbai, Delhi, or Bangalore, what do you think are three thoughts that would appear in their mind?
I think they would see India's march ahead. That is one. I think they would be bewildered by the number of Hindus they see around them and realizing that Hindus don't have horns on their head. And many of the stereotypes that they had been taught about non Muslims or Hindus in particular are utterly false. And third thing which they'll see is that many of the propaganda, much of the propaganda that had been spread about India, that all Muslims are in ghettos, all Muslims are being butchered in India, I think they will realize that that's not true.
Okay. Getting back into the geopolitics of the times that we live in, what are four truths that the average young person from a worldwide perspective should know about Balochistan? It's a very hot topic in our region right now. I know I'm asking you a very complex question and we'll dive into the details, but as of now, just the context.
I think the four truths are that it's a very secular society, despite being very conservative, a very secular society. One place where Hindus were by and large kept safe, never, no pogroms against them. Uh, so, one is that. Second, a brutalized society, a society which has been brutalized by the Pakistani state over 8 decades. Uh, Promises made and promises broken with them. The third thing is very committed to the Baloch cause, and we see that play out both in the political as well as in the militant domains. We are seeing that happen. And the fourth is that it's a society whose riches, or a land whose riches have been stolen by the Punjabis in Pakistan for their benefit, giving very little to Balochistan. And I'll just add one sentence to it. Can you imagine that gas being taken out from a particular place and being delivered thousands of kilometers away in Lahore, but not being given to the people who live in that area? And they having to wait for 30, 40 years before the first gas is supplied to them. That is the kind of exploitation that has been done in Balochistan, which is what is resulting in the kind of upsurge we are seeing today.
Last couple of questions from the pace round. They're both about the Pakistani military. The first question is 5 topics that are being actively discussed amongst the higher ups of the Pakistani military, according to you, and you dedicate your life to studying everything that's happening in Pakistan.
I think India is always going to be discussed by them, right? Second, I think they are really bothered about Imran Khan. They don't know, the current lot of leaders don't know how to handle Imran Khan. They've tried various things, they've failed. Third, I think they're seriously worried about the Afghanistan situation and all the Taliban movement that is impacting upon Pakistan. Fourth, they are terrified about what's happening in Balochistan, and they are not able to understand how the hell to manage it. And in that Imran Khan thing, I'll also add that they are losing their core constituency in Punjab, which gives the bulk of the people into the Pakistan army. So that's four. And the fifth is, of course, they are seriously worried about the economic situation in Pakistan, because without the economy, you don't get the budgets and you have nothing left. So I think these are probably the 5 issues that would be of most concern to them right now.
Gotcha. One final question, which is that if we try personifying the Pakistani military as one person, how would that person look back at their own life? And what are the 4 mistakes they would list out? I'm talking about how the military looks at itself.
The military looks at itself as the savior of Pakistan, without realizing that they have become the biggest obstacle to Pakistan's stability and Pakistan's growth as a nation. As a polity, they have stunted the politics of Pakistan, so it's called a bonsai democracy. The moment democracy starts getting some roots, they chop it off. That's one legacy which the Pakistan army has. They have looted the state like nobody else, but they think they have actually defended the state. They are quite brainless because, look, army guys are trained to do certain things. They're not trained to be economists, they're not trained to be sociologists, but they try and do everything and they mess it up. Number 4, I think they will always remember what they've done in Bangladesh, the kind of genocide they committed out there, which led to the breakup of their country. But they haven't learned anything from that. And they still think that the genocide they did in Bangladesh, had they done that genocide much better, Pakistan would still not have been broken. Which is what they are now trying to do in Balochistan, which is going to be their 5th mistake, that you are going to carry out another genocide in Balochistan. And that, I think, so if somebody is looking back over the years, they will see that. But I think they will also see that how the Pakistan army has now become the Pakistani state. Normally India has an army, but nobody sees, I don't know if you can even name the general in India today, right? Nobody can name the generals in India. In Pakistan, everybody can name them. So the army has now become the state. The judiciary, the civilian politicians, the media, you name the institution or the organization or any aspect of life, they've all become subservient to the army. So it's like a Praetorian guard, which is not even able to guard the country properly.
Gotcha. Thought I was going to end the pace round, but I have one key question before we move into the longer format of question and answers. The final question is about China and how China is viewing Pakistan in 2025. Could you explain this in 3 thought tangents?
I think China is seriously concerned about the stability in Pakistan. I think they've given up on the money they have spent in Pakistan. I don't think they're going to get returns on that, number 1. Number 2, they still see some strategic value in Pakistan. One, it's a dog that keeps snapping at India's heel. So that's useful. So it encircles India. Secondly, they look at Pakistan as an important ally, maybe one of their few friends in this region, which gives them a kind of a toehold into the Middle East. That's the second thing which they look at. And the third thing they look at is in Pakistan, that maybe when they go ahead, maybe in the future, if Pakistan was to stabilize, it could get some kind of economic value. But for now, they've lost whatever money they've spent out there. and they're not spending any more money. But so I think the economic side for now is gone. The political and the strategic side is alive. But I think the Chinese are seriously concerned about Pakistan's stability. Pakistan, on the other hand, continues to look at China as a sugar daddy. They first had a sugar daddy in the US. Now they are looking at a sugar daddy in China. So, like some Pakistani once told me, Pakistan has become a concubine state. It's like a concubine of the Chinese.
Okay. Very direct inputs you have, sir.
No, it's a fact. This is not my take on it. This is some Pakistani who once told me this, and I tend to agree with him because it's all about how much money can you give me. You know, in Pakistan they say, "Mainu note vikha, mera mood bana." So it's like the same thing with them.
Translate that to English.
Can you
Show
show me the money?
and fix my mood.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.